welcome back to the CombatCast. Just now I actually finished watching UFC on ESPN, Strickland versus Magomedov. But that's not why I'm here. Today I actually want to talk about another matchup, upcoming matchup in One Championship. So recently, One Championship announced a fight between Fairtex and Sohee Ham for the interim one atomweight world championship, which I think is great. Stamp gets another crack at the world title, albeit interim world title, and she gets to face a world-class opponent with star power attached to her name in the form of Sohee Ham. However, I do have some qualms about this fight being for an interim title due to the fact that in the past month there were talks between Chatri Sidyartong, CEO of One Championship. He was talking with the Lee family, who sadly lost one of their family members, Victoria Lee, who was a prodigy in the One Championship promotion back in December 2022. And now, basically, her two oldest siblings, Angela Lee and Christian Lee, they're now basically on hiatus from mixed martial arts competition. Now, according to the South China Morning Post, Chatri Sidyartong had been speaking to both Christian Lee and Angela Lee, and it did say that Angela Lee is unlikely to fight again after Victoria's death, but there's a likelihood that Christian Lee will return to action as soon as early as 2024. So this is what Chatri said in a Facebook Live Q&A. Angela Lee is likely not coming back due to the loss of her sister, the One Boss said during a Facebook Live question and answer session on Wednesday night. But this is what he said about Christian. I spoke to Christian. He wants to fight 100%, but he will take the rest of the year off, Chatri told the Post via text message on Thursday morning. He will return next year. We will do interim title fights in both divisions this year to keep everything moving. Okay, so great. So we kind of have a picture of how the divisions, the atomweight division, the lightweight division, and the welterweight division will go moving forward between now and the year 2024. So we kind of have a vague picture of Christian Lee will be back, but the parts will still be moving, in terms of the lightweight and welterweight divisions. And there will still be that atomweight title fight that's already been set up between Stamp, Fairtex, and Sohee Ham, which will take place at one Fight Night 14 on, One Fight Night 14 on September 1st, 2023, here in Bangkok, Thailand. But my issue with this being an interim title fight is that, okay, but Chatri, you said that Angela Lee is in all likelihood not coming back. She's probably going to retire from mixed martial arts competition. So then, here's my opinion. Shouldn't this interim title fight between Stamp Fairtex and Sohee Ham be for the undisputed one atomweight world title then? Because you said yourself that Angela Lee is not coming back, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If I said anything wrong, please feel free to correct me, Chatri. And then he followed up in another article, which mostly was covering like how the Lee's patriarch, Ken Lee, has completely retired from MMA coaching. They closed down their gym in Hawaii, United MMA, following Victoria's death. So, Chatri reaffirmed he confirmed his statement. He said this, it says this in the article. Chairman and CEO Chatri revealed this week that Angela Lee, once atomweight MMA champion, is likely to retire following the death of her sister and fellow fighter Victoria at 18 last December. So, okay, so if he has confirmed this statement, then according to protocol, shouldn't she be effectively removed from the One Championship roster since she is, like, effectively retiring? And shouldn't the belt be vacated? Like, no disrespect to the Lee family, okay? I understand this is a very hard time, okay? Losing someone at 18 is something no family should have to go through. But with respect to the organization and respect to the other contenders and fighters in the atomweight division, I feel like the parts should still be moving. The show must go on. And this, along with Angela Lee already being relatively inactive as a champion, which I would like to bring up again from my topic in previous episodes. Chatri has really given Angela Lee special treatment, okay, with regards to being a champion and title defenses. If I were to look up Angela Lee and her title defenses, there is a pattern of inconsistency. So Angela Lee won the atomweight title back in 2016, okay? And in the 7 years that she's been champion, she has made a total of 5 title defenses, okay? So 7 years, 5 defenses. That's very little. That's very few title defenses in that span of time. And for Chatri to criticize the likes of Jonathan DeBella and Joseph Lazeri for saying they're not defending their title enough times, then if that's the case, he should look at Angela Lee, who I'm sure a lot of One Championship fans, myself included, believe her to be his golden girl. And yeah, I really don't know what to say. And for most of 2019, not to mention, she spent her time competing in the strawweight division, and she only in October 2019 did she defend her atomweight belt against the strawweight champion Song Jingnan at 1 century. And then she got sidelined by her pregnancy, which was where I think, in my personal opinion, this is where it all got out of control with the special treatment from Chatri. So there were no interim title fights for the atomweight belt being held. Instead, what One Championship, which I guess effectively what Chatri did was he decided to hold the One Women's Atomweight Grand Prix, and they were marketing it as an all-women's tournament, and they were holding it at like an all-female card titled One Empower. And I remember being hyped for this card because my friend Denise Zambowanga was being featured on the card. So the winner of this Women's Atomweight Grand Prix would be the #1 contender to face Angela Lee for the title once she returned from her pregnancy. There was a questionable call made during the course of this one women's atomweight Grand Prix during the quarterfinals, if I may say so myself. I watched this questionable fight. This was where So Hee Ham made her debut in one championship, but I can confidently say that So Hee Ham did not win this fight, okay? So Hee Ham was making her debut against my friend Denise Zambowanga. And while it may have been an eventful fight by any stretch of the imagination, it may not have been, it wasn't gonna win any Fight of the Night awards, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure Denise was in control of the fight for the entire 15 minutes. But for some reason, the judges scored the fight as a split decision win for So Hee Ham, much to the chagrin of many who were watching the fight. And that meant Denise was eliminated from the Grand Prix. And suspiciously, So Hee Ham didn't advance to the next stage of the Grand Prix. And I mean, like, okay, sure, okay, so Denise should have won, but okay, we have to take it for what it is. So Hee Ham will advance, and if Denise won, she would have faced Stamp Fairtex in the semifinals. I guess So Hee Ham versus Stamp Fairtex in the semifinals is the next best thing. Suspiciously, So Hee Ham had to pull out of the tournament as well, due to injury. And what we got instead was Stamp Fairtex versus Julie Metzabarba, a relatively unknown fighter out of Brazil. And Stamp won. She advanced to the finals, and Stamp went on to beat Indian wrestling champion Ritu Phogat in the finals, and she became the one women's atomweight Grand Prix winner. And don't get me wrong, I like Stamp. I have been following her since she was still fighting Muay Thai and kickboxing in one championship, since she was a two-sport world champion, and she has done a lot of the Thai fan base proud, myself included. And she has made us even prouder when she transitioned over to mixed martial arts. However, I can't help but feel that something was up ever since the Denise Zambowanga versus So Hee Ham Grand Prix quarterfinal fight. I feel like One Championship and Chatri Siddhartham were trying everything in their power to prevent Stamp Fairtex versus Denise Zambowanga matchup from ever happening. I don't know why. I don't presume to know why. But I'm gonna make a few speculations, I suppose. I think they don't want to risk Stamp losing to Denise. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Stamp Fairtex. She is a highly skilled fighter, okay? And for her to have made the transition from Muay Thai to MMA to be at the level where she's at now is nothing short of incredible and miraculous. But either way, from where I stand, having watched One Championship for 4 years, I see Denise Zambowanga as the biggest threat to Stamp Fairtex in the atomweight division. And yeah, I feel like it also would be a fight that a lot of people would tune in to watch. For starters, Zambowanga used to train at Fairtex, which is the gym that made Stamp who she is and is still the gym that she currently trains at. There's a whole backstory that does not need to be shaped up, okay? It's like friends turned foes, now facing each other for the freaking title, okay? Like, Stamp Fairtex versus So Hee Ham? It should actually be Stamp Fairtex versus Denise Zambowanga, okay? Granted, Denise Zambowanga rematched So Hee Ham again at 1X in March 2022 because there was so much doubt surrounding their first outing at 1Empower. And yeah, sure, Denise Zambowanga lost the second fight with no questions asked. But if you ask me, that rematch should have never fucking happened. Because you know why? Because that was a shit decision in their first fight. So, in reality, the fight between Denise and Stamp should have happened as far back as the one women's atomweight Grand Prix semifinal. I forget the date. Or if not that, then maybe, yeah, somewhere along the lines, they should have set up an atomweight title fight between Stamp and Denise. That would have been the epic title fight, okay? It would be so much better than trying to set up one homegrown star from one championship, in this case being Stamp, and one star who has one superstar who has made her name in many other promotions like Road FC, I think Ryzen as well, like So Hee Ham. Instead, it should be between two homegrown stars, Stamp and Denise, who both made their names in the one championship promotion. I think what the move that one is pulling, I think it's the wrong direction. Yeah. And with regards to Angela Lee, if what Chatri has said is true, if there is an ounce of truth to what he's saying, and I'm not saying that it is true, then I feel like she should do the right thing and vacate the title, okay? She's held on that belt for too long. Not to mention, she has seldom made title defenses, okay? If I were to take a look at the tables of her fights now, okay, she was defending frequently between 2016 and 2017, okay? But then down the line, it starts to get few and far between. In May 2018, she defended against Mei Yamaguchi, okay? And then she started to challenge for the strawweight title against Zhongjing Nan. Unsuccessful. And then she defended her title against Zhongjing Nan the next time on October 2019, which is about 17 months from her last defense. That's an issue. And then after defending her atomweight championship against Zhongjing Nan at 1 Century in October of 2019, she announces that she's pregnant, so it sidelines her for a while. Yeah, and then you have that whole women's atomweight Grand Prix. And she takes her time, okay, from the whole pregnancy, the whole 9 months, to giving birth, to like raising her child for a bit. And she finally comes back in March 2022 at 1X to defend her atomweight title against Stamp Fairtex. I'm happy for Stamp because she finally gets her shot at the atomweight title. Okay, Angela Lee successfully defends her title. But between October 2019 and March 2022, that's how many months? How long is that? Oh my gosh. That's 2 years and 5 months. Okay, let's just chalk it up to 2.5 years. That's a very long gap in between title defenses. Okay, granted, she did have a pregnancy that sidelined her, but I feel like, I don't know, that 2.5 years could have been cut down shorter, but I am no parent, so what do I know? And yeah, and then after defending her title against Stamp Fairtex, she just proceeds to go move up back to strawweight again to challenge Zhongjing Nan for the one strawweight title in October 2022. Again, she's unsuccessful. And now back to the topic I meant to discuss. So, if Angela Lee really is considering retirement, why does she not vacate the one women's atomweight title now? Why not make the fight between Stamp Fairtex and So Hee Ham a fight for the undisputed women's atomweight title? This is my question to One Championship and Chatri Sidyartham. Why? Angela Lee's not coming back, you said yourself, right? So why delay the process any further? Why let her hold on to the belt any longer? I feel like it's unfair to the contenders of the division and the other fighters in the division. It's holding up the division. And I thought you didn't like that, Chatri. You said so yourself with Jonathan DeBella and Joseph Laziri. I mean, if Angela were any other fighter, you'd say, I just want Angela to defend. And I totally understand that, yeah, they're in the process of grieving. But, like I said, I feel like the show must go on. It's been 6 months since Victoria passed. And yeah, I understand that Christian Lee will return to competition, and you said in the meantime you will hold interim title fights in place of Christian Lee's titles. So there will be an interim lightweight champion crown and an interim welterweight champion crown. That's good to hear, okay? But I don't really agree with their crowning an interim atomweight champion. I feel like this fight should be the crowning of an undisputed atomweight champion. Because you said Angela Lee is unlikely to return, that she will most likely be retiring. So what's the point of keeping her as the one atomweight women's champion? It just makes no sense to me, you know? And yeah. And so, man, and I feel like the saddest part is the fight that could have happened should have been Stamp Fairtex versus Denise Zamboanga for the one women's atomweight title, but then they screwed Denise over in the one women's atomweight Grand Prix, and it just changed the projectiles of both Stamp and Denise's careers. And yeah, I don't know. Shame on Chatri, shame on the judges, shame on one. Like, I'm confident that would have been the fight that most of the One fans would have wanted to see over Stamp Fairtex versus Sohee Hong. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sohee Hong is a good decorated fighter, but she has already made her name. And I get that one wants these superstars who have already made her name. But if one wants to one really wants to be a top tier promotion, learn how to make your own stars. You've already done that with Stamp. You've done that with Denise. So why not have your own stars clash? And yeah, it just doesn't make much sense to me. But my words aren't gonna sway them to changing their decision, into changing the booking of their fight. But that's just my thoughts, man. That's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. I guess we gotta take what we have. And being from Thailand, having seen Stamp since she was both the Muay Thai and kickboxing champ for one championship, I want to see Stamp win that third belt. Even if it's the interim belt, for fuck's sake, it should be for the undisputed belt, in my opinion, no matter what they say. I want to see her win the MMA belt. So I'm Team Stamp. I will be supporting Stamp come September. And yeah, this is it. That's really all I have to say for today's episode. And for those of you who made it all the way to the end, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. And for those of you watching this episode, I wish you all a good morning, good evening. Sorry. Let's redo that again. For those of you watching this episode, I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon,